welcome to News Now. I'm your host, Taylor Inman. We're going over the biggest headlines this week for Northwest Montana. Flathead County has seen a spike in pertussis, or whooping cough, cases in recent months. The county recorded 21 cases of pertussis, a respiratory disease that poses a danger to infants, in 2024, with 11 confirmed in November and 6 in December. The uptick toward the year's end prompted health officials to toy with describing it as an outbreak. Lisa Dennison, the county population health manager, spoke about the spike at a January 16th Flathead City County Board of Health meeting. She said she would probably consider it an outbreak, but it depends on where the cases originated from. The number is only reflective of confirmed cases, meaning that actual infection rates may be higher. Dennison said that the cases were dispersed throughout the community and some were associated with schools. As they track the rate of infection, Dennison said that they continue to see more and more cases among unvaccinated individuals. Usually, children receive the TDAP vaccine, the same vaccine that is used for tetanus, at 2, 4, and 6 months. Patients receive another dose at 15 months, which Dr. Ken Graham, a pediatrician at Logan Health, described as an essential booster. At 4 years old, 10 years old, and other times into adulthood, the vaccine is given again to ensure immunity. To reach immunity, Graham said a population needs 92 to 95% of people vaccinated. Flathead County is much lower than that, he said. Without a vaccinated population, Graham said it is hard to protect against whooping cough spread. On January 14th, Kalispell Public School officials notified parents by email that a child in the district was diagnosed with whooping cough. Children within the class could have been exposed between January 2nd and January 8th, according to the email. School officials did not respond to repeated requests for comment. The pertussis vaccination is required for all students at Kalispell Public Schools, but since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, many have grown critical of vaccinations in general, despite their historical effectiveness in treating diseases like polio and measles, according to Graham. A current focus for pediatricians is educating pregnant women about the vaccine and whooping cough in general. Graham recommends that an expecting mother receive the vaccine during her pregnancy in preparation to better protect the child. Whooping cough, an infection that affects the airways, easily spreads from person to person through coughing, sneezing, and other particles in the air. Those infected will usually exhibit cold symptoms and a cough that will gradually get worse over a couple of weeks. Once a severe cough develops, it can last for weeks or months. Nationwide, the number of confirmed cases is the highest it's been in more than 10 years, according to a report by CNN. As of December 25th, there are more than 32,000 reported cases in 2024. That's about 6 times more than they were at that time in 2023, and more than there have ever been since 2014. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention noted that whooping cough fell during and after the pandemic, and that data is showing case numbers returning to pre-pandemic levels. Measures taken to ward off COVID-19 likely stifle transmission of whooping cough. While the infection can be dangerous for babies and at-risk individuals, anyone can get whooping cough. If caught early enough, doctors can treat it to some degree with antibiotics to help reduce the rate of spread. Although the vaccines for whooping cough are effective, the protection decreases over time. Graham encouraged anyone concerned to get a booster. The former Outlaw Inn property may have a new owner before the year's end. Columbia Falls developer Mick Ruiz told the Daily Interlake on Tuesday that he has bought the promissory note and deed of trust on the South Kalispell property, which is in foreclosure. The limited liability company, Outlaw Apartments, was assigned as the new lender for the land from Western Security Bank, according to documents filed in Flathead County detailing the arrangement. The company designated attorney Ryan Purdy as trustee. Those documents indicate that the property owner, listed as CV The Charles, LLC, has defaulted after failing to pay the outstanding principal amount by the December 10, 2024 maturity date. The documents indicate that the owner also failed to protect the property and pay taxes and special assessments on the land in the 2024 tax year. Outlaw Apartments is seeking the sale of the land to satisfy the property owner's debts. The property owner has until the May 5th trustee sale date to pay the more than $6 million owed. CV The Charles LLC shares the same address as Oregon-based real estate firm Fortify Holdings, which bought the property in 2022. Then known as Fairbridge Inn and Suites and Conference Center, the building served as an extended stay hotel with more than 100 guests. Left vacant since the sale, the property has become a hotspot for trespassing and vandalism. Fortify intended to turn the property into multifamily housing units. Neighbors became concerned for their safety in the interim as the building stood unsecure and unfenced. Rui said that immediately he lined the property with chain-linked fence and scaffolding after buying the note. He added that security was also hired to patrol the property 3 times a day and sweep the building twice a day. If the land goes up for sale in May, anyone, including Outlaw Apartments, can bid on the property according to documents filed with the county. The bid price may be paid in cash at the time of the sale, though Outlaw Apartments can bid with credit up to the amount owed on the loan. Kalispell City Councilor Ryan Hunter said he hopes to see the building demolished and turned into multifamily housing. In the meantime, he said he was glad to see the vacant building secured. Did you know that in 1884 that John Foy's mill between Foy's Lakes was considered the first water-powered sawmill in the valley? Or that in 1914, the first of 147 permanent fire lookouts on the Flathead National Forest was built on Spotted Bear Mountain? Those are just a few of the interesting facets of history of the timber industry in northwest Montana, whose forests and trees helped build the United States. Those curious about the industry can learn all about it in displays at the Northwest Montana History Museum in Kalispell and the exhibit Lumberjacks, Tie Hacks, and River Pigs. The museum has long had an exhibit on the timber industry in Flathead Valley, but it was in need of an update, so the museum, along with a host of volunteers, revamped the displays and the layout. Volunteer Jane Renfro of Columbia Falls, for example, spent a year writing and researching a timeline of the timber industry from its beginnings in the 1870s to the present, where high-tech meets the needs of the modern American wood user. The timeline display is made from cross-laminated timber panels donated by Smart Lamb in Columbia Falls. The room also showcases a tie mill, an early two-man chainsaw that looks like it could saw an arm off in an instant, a selfie station where visitors can dress up in lumberjack garb, and a gorgeous HO scale train display that depicts the industry in the Flathead Valley when logs were taken by rail from mills in Summers to Kalispell. The train display has intricate scale models of recognizable landmarks, including skiers on Big Mountain and landmarked buildings in Summers and Kalispell. And on a lighter note, one display depicts a lumberjack's breakfast. The typical logger ate 9,000 calories a day. Today, while many mills have shuttered, the industry still accounts for 12% of the Flathead's economy. The museum is open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays and from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. from June through August on Saturdays. Thanks for joining us. News Now is a podcast from the Daily Interlake. We're proud to be the largest independent newsroom in Montana and the longest continuously published newspaper in the region. Today's stories are written by Daily Interlake reporters Jack Underhill and Kate Heston and Hungry Horse News editor Chris Peterson. Local journalism is important, and subscribing to your local newspaper is one of the best things you can do for your community. The Daily Interlake is celebrating its 135th birthday with a special subscription offer of only $19.50 per month for a home-delivered newspaper, plus full digital access to all 8 of our award-winning independent newspapers. Give us a call at 406-755-7018 to sign up today and do your part to keep community journalism alive and thriving. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel to never miss an episode of the pod. Everybody stay safe and have a great week. Thanks to our sponsor, Lauren's Auto Repair at 1309 U.S. Highway 2 in Kalispell. Most consistently rated 5-star shop serving the Kalispell area. Visit lawrensauto.com.
Will take care of you. The highest rated in the Kalispell.